Let's try this again. I appreciate your offer. I have reason to believe that somewhere in Cannabis there's a manuscript authored by an elf from Keonan? Keonan, who witnessed Earthfall. The storyteller's voice suddenly breaks, and he stops for a moment. For personal reasons, I would like to examine it, but no matter how hard I try, I have failed to find it. Even in the Blackwing Library, I only found a mention that the manuscript exists and is held somewhere in the city. I assume it's stored at the Grey Garrison. They wouldn't let me into the archive when I visited. All those crusaders were nervous about the strange blind elf interested in their secrets. It's understandable. The crusade naturally made them a little paranoid. But now the Grey Garrison has fallen into the enemy hands. I would be grateful if I could see the manuscript. Isn't he blind, though? I've examined many word stones, but only the one... Okay, so yeah. Want to know more about you. I'm not surprised. A strange, peculiar-looking elf with unusual powers who comes from afar and calls himself a collector of stories. Such things usually spark some interest. I'll answer your questions. You look ancient. I thought elves didn't get old. The blind man straightens his bony back with dignity. As you can see, we do if we manage to live for many thousands of years. There may not be a single mortal in this world older than me. Anyway, it's not about time. It's about the stories I keep inside. There is so much suffering and sadness in this world, and in my stories too. I've lived every one of them. I've drunk this bitter experience and accepted it in my heart. It's hard, the weight of all this suffering on my shoulders, but I wouldn't trade my burden for any other. Who are you, and where are you from? Before, I would have said that I was a blacksmith from Keonan who lost his sight and then found his true calling in a new craft. But that of a story collector. But I have lately begun to suspect that those words are no more than a lie. It's quite the irony. I never thought I'd have cause to complain about my memory. It holds the stories of the entire world, but I've noticed more and more alarming signs recently. I encounter ancient stories and see myself in them. I don't remember those events, but stories cannot lie. So it means that my memory is lying, and I intend to get to the bottom of it. I look for proof that my visions are true, and for the reasons why my past has been hidden from me. Where did you get your strange powers? I've always got along well with things. I used to be a blacksmith. That I know for sure. I've always felt the essence of things, their spirit. For as long as I can remember, I have always been able to feel the traces of memories and feelings left on things by their former owners. I don't know where this gift comes from. Maybe having taken my sight, the gods granted me another sense. I'm good. I wish you interesting adventures. Is that what I want, though? Do I want interesting adventures? I suppose. I suppose. What is he? A Zen archer, paladin, stigmatized witch, skull savant, spirit hunter, monster. So we don't have a monk, which means I don't need this. We want that though. Nemesis. I'm gonna have to look something up. Get rid of those. I'm gonna save this stuff just because later on I might be able to find a kineticist or an oracle. I don't know why that short bow's in there. Oh, price and descending order. Those. Take that and give you a bark skin. We're just gonna go ahead and learn all of the ones that she can learn. Can I get her a wand? And would I want to? And she's a scroll savant. Yes, I can. I'm gonna get this next. But you wear that.
The road calls me. I'll take the bait.
So we're eventually gonna fight our way out of this city, right? Because like it gave me we're gonna travel back over here.
Quick, quick! Else we miss all the fun! Es Bugs. Yes. I see blood! Blood! Wherever my legs carry me.
What, is that it? Is it just the one guy? Yeah, I was expecting more.
We will win this war.
You are my favorite egg. Is restless. I wonder why. I'm always open to ideas. Well,
Always be ready for the worst.
Okay, we're ready.
Shall we move?
I think.
We shall move.
appreciate this.
Why is it telling me there's something here? Search the area where Tarendalev died. Okay. He died in the center of the marketplace.
What's in wait for me there?
They will break against our resolve.
Wide open, you're irrelevant.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Surrender or else!
Halloran, I have tolerated your heresy for too long. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious. In this stern old man, his armor is dented and covered in blood. His natural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. He brings the blade of his sword the throat of the beautiful golden-haired Azamar, who is being held by two soldiers. I should have had you put to the stake the day you arrived in this city. Perhaps then this tragedy could have been prevented. Or perhaps you should have listened to others instead of spitting accusations of heresy at anyone who stood up to you. The Azamar has been savagely beaten, but a smile plays on his bloody lips. Who knows, perhaps we could have saved Canabras if you had listened to my warnings about the demon attack, if you had allowed my adepts to complete their mission, if we had worked together instead of fighting each other. The old gray-haired fellow seems vaguely familiar. He isn't the leader... the old gray-haired fellow seems vaguely familiar. He isn't the leader of the local inquisitors by any chance. Be careful with him, girl. Those people place no value on science, and they believe that ignoring high-level scientific questions to be the best response strategy. Incidentally, did you know that the fastest way to draw the attention of Iomede's inquisitors is to heartily bellow, "Hail Baphomet"? After that, you have precisely 3 seconds to explain yourself, so it's best to prepare what you wish to say in advance. You said yourself that you have been fighting against me all this time, you heretic. Well then, unburden your soul, confess before your death that your adepts succumbed to the demons, and, at their instigation, almost deprived the city of its wardstone. The man strikes the Azamar across the face. The time for confessing has passed. Say your final prayer to your unholy mistress. You will soon be united with her. The Azamar notices you, and in a loud, clear voice intones, "Oh, Desna, the great dreamer." Okay, so he's follower of Desna. I pray to you, protect my adepts, send a brave soul to aid them, one who knows the price of freedom, and who can distinguish good from evil. May they not share my fate, and forgive Prelate Halvern for everything, including the folly he is about to commit. I have heard enough of this treasonous prattle. He seems to be a split second away from slicing the Asmar's throat. Hey, what are you doing? Let go of him! The old man, caught up in his retribution, pays no heed to your words. I should have killed him. The old man slices the Asmar's throat, the body drops to the ground, and the old man turns to you. Who are you? What are you doing here? You're not a cultist, are you? I see how I deal with cultists. If he attacks me... And what is this hideous creature? Halvern peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan, at your service. The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I've lived in Cannabis my whole life. You haven't ever seen me before? It must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We have been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade? So you're a mongrel? Humph. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. This is my